for chapter 10 and chapter 12. Okay, so we said we have two markets. Okay. We have market for pure competition, and we have market for pure all right. So for those chapters, remember, not only this chapter, for any chapter when we talk about the market structure as the individual business, you need to know how to find the combination of the price and the quantity at this market to decide are you making money or not in this market. Yeah. Okay. Mute on. Okay. All right, so for any market, you need to first one know what is characteristic for the market. For the pure competition, you have so many firms in this market and each firm is a price taker. They take the price from the market and then they sell something is standardized, okay, identical, homogeneously. And the last one, this market, they have no block to entry. So any firm can come in and leave this industry for free. Okay, for pure monopoly, you need to know this market, only one seller in this market. So they take totally control on the price, so price maker. And the reason they are the only one in this market because they have way to block other firm to come in. And they had to sell something is pretty unique, no close substitute. And the competition they're using is non-price competition. Okay, so when you know which market you are now, you need to decide how to produce to maximize your profit. For pure competition, because each individual firm, they are gonna produce price, their price is pre-decided by the market demand and the market supply. So in that case, where you're gonna produce is where marginal okay, where marginal revenue equal to marginal cost, and that is where you want to produce, okay? And for the pure monopoly, similar idea, you want to find where marginal cost equal to marginal revenue. But the problem is marginal revenue, okay. Marginal revenue is not as horizontal line as pure competition because you're facing downward sloping price or demand curve. So every time if you want to sell the additional product, you need to lower the price. So in that case, your marginal revenue is located, your marginal revenue is low. Okay, your marginal revenue is located below the price, okay? So where you want to produce is really depends on where marginal revenue equal to marginal cost, okay? And that is where you want to produce. And this tells you the maximum profit level of output. And then at this level of output, what you want to charge for the price is gonna need to depends on the price line, which, okay. Okay. Remember, demand curve shows you the price relationship between price and quantity. So here it shows you at what level of price you're gonna charge at this output level. Okay, are you making profit or not? It really depends on where is average total cost. Okay, so that is what we discussed for the pure competition and pure monopoly. So for the pure monopoly, we discussed, okay, if you are in the pure monopoly, you can decide where you're going to produce. And at this level of output, you can charge the price, okay? And also the price you charge can fit for one of the things called price discrimination. Okay, what do I mean that? Okay, since you are the only one who gonna sell this product. So for example, if you are only one to produce this product, let's say they produce the shampoo from A island and B island. Okay, you are the only one seller to sell that shampoo. Okay, and A and B are island. So what you can do is, let's say A island person who is really sensitive to the price of the shampoo you are giving it to them. So in that case, to be able to sell more shampoo, you're probably gonna need to charge a lower price. Okay. However, for B island, they're not sensitive to the price. Okay, then you can charge them for the higher price. Okay, so in that case, because you are the only one seller, you can charge different price to these two different group of people, and this price you charge totally depends on their market characteristic, okay, not the cost. So this is called price discrimination. This is the last part for this chapter. So let's look at the PowerPoint. Okay, so to be able to charge the different price for different buyer, you and that different price is not based on the cost, okay? It's just based on different customer, okay? To be able to do that, okay, we have to meet three conditions. The first condition is you have to be the only seller for this product and there's no close substitute. Second, you're facing two different market, okay? So what that means is a island and a B island, they have a different kind of demand curve. So one of them is elastic, the other is inelastic, so you can charge different price. And the last one, not least important, is they cannot resell. Okay, what do I mean that? Okay, so if you charge $2 for A island, B for $4, if A can sell it to B, then you cannot do price discrimination, okay? Because A purchased from you for $2, then sell B for $4, okay? And when they recognize it, then there's no way for you to charge a different price, okay? So in that case, if you need to be able to charge a different price into two different group of market segment, you have to be first one, solar seller. Second, these two market need to be different. Last one, there's no resale between these two markets. Okay, so that is what we are trying to talk about. For the price discrimination, they based on the market segment, they charge a different price. So let's take a look here. Okay, so we have two different kind of market. Okay, first one is this. Okay, you can see, how do I know it's inelastic? Because inelastic means they are pretty steep. More flat is more elastic. Okay, so here you can say if you are inelastic, they can charge for the high price, get more profit. And if it's high elastic, they need to charge a lower price. Okay, so here what they are trying to discuss in the class is airplane ticket. Okay, we have an airplane ticket for the small business. Okay, we have airplane ticket for the student. Okay, so let's say if you want to book your ticket back to home after spring is done. Well, you don't really care when you're gonna book the ticket. As far as it's the cheapest one, you're gonna book that day. However, let's say you're doing the business, okay? You need to sign the contract with your company, let's say Friday. Well, you have to book the ticket to be there Friday. So there's not too much thing you can wiggle. So you're very inelastic. Whatever price the airplane company charge you, you're gonna take it. So that's why the airplane company can separate these two group. And for the small business, they can charge a higher price. Student, they can charge a lower price. And of course, the small business cannot sell the price, the student cannot sell the ticket to the small business. So in that case, that meets 3 conditions for the price discrimination. Okay, all right, so we talk about the regulated monopoly. For example, in Alva, we only have one OGE company, okay? Because it does not make sense for a small community like Alva to have 2 big energy company build all the infrastructure to provide electricity, water, and everything. So in that case, in those country or in this area, okay, they will let you have only one seller, but it has to be regulated. Okay, so you can look at the rest of this chapter, they talk about that, but it's pretty straightforward. So for this chapter, we talk about the pure monopoly, we talk about the price discrimination. The most important thing you need to know is how to figure out the output level and how to figure out the price for this output level. And the last one is if I give you the average total cost, let's say I put average total cost here. Okay, and that is the output level is here. And at this level, what is the cost? Okay, then you need to be able to figure out the profit. Okay, so here you can see price minus average total cost. Okay, price minus average total cost at this level of output give you what? What is this? I sell my bread for $5. The cost for average cost for bread is $3. Then $2 will be what? Profit per bread, right? Yes. I'm charging my bread for $5 and average cost for bread is $3. So I get $2. This $2 is profit per bread. And then this number you times how many bread I sell, then you will get the profit total. Okay, so here let's assume I'm the only one sell the bread in Alva. Okay, so you need to be able to understand this square, this rectangle area is the quantity times $2 profit per bread, and then you will find the profit. Okay, let me okay, so in that case, let's take a look on this area. I can use this color. Okay, all right, what's this area? This area is what? Okay, this is how many you produce. And this is what? Average total cost. So this is average total cost times how many you're going to produce. You get the total cost, right? Yes, no? Okay, so this is the cost, total cost. And this is your profit. So total together is what? Your revenue, right? Because this is how many you produce, and this whole thing is the price. So this price times the quantity, this whole square is the total revenue. Minus the pink part, we get the profit, right? Yes. All right. This one you need to be able to figure out from pure competition too, okay? For pure competition, we will have, let's say if this is average total cost, okay? Then that is average total cost. Well, sorry. Okay, so that is average total cost. Okay, and at this level of cost, okay, and this level is the cost for this level of output. So here, let's see if I can, okay. Okay, so in that case, let me do it again. The whole box, okay, that is a price. The whole red box is price times quantity. That is the error for this rectangle. That is total revenue. Okay, and then let's look at the black one. The black one, this is average total cost. So in that case, how many you're going to produce times average total cost times the output level to maximize profit, that is total cost. Okay, so this red errors minus black error, we left this error, that is your profit. Okay, all right, so you need to know how to calculate that, use your table, and also if they give you the graph, you need to know how to figure out the total revenue, total cost. Okay, are you with me? Any question? Okay, all right. Okay, so let's move to the next one. All right, okay. So basically, we already talked about the pure competition, pure monopoly. We said for the pure competition, okay, we said for the pure competition, we have, let's say, 100,000 seller there, and each of them is too small, none of them can control the market. And for pure monopoly, we only have one seller there, so they have total control on the price. And then anywhere between the pure competition and pure monopoly, we have monopolist competition and oligopoly. Oligopoly, we have a handful player in this market. If you think we only have a handful car maker, we only have a handful gas, all the company who sell the gas, okay? Monopolist competition is we have many sellers, but not as many as pure competition. Let's say we only have 1,000, okay? So 1,000 means we have in a lot of seller, but since each seller have a certain amount of market, so in their part, they can control part of the market. For example, soft drink market. We have Coca-Cola, very successful. They take big part of the soft drink market. Okay, so in that area, they can control certain amount of price. Okay, so we're going to talk about monopolist competition, but here if you take a look again, monopolist competition, just by term, we can see first one, they have some characteristic just like monopoly, but it's still competition, okay, because they do have so many sellers in this market. Okay, so just like pure competition and pure monopoly, for monopolistic competition, we're going to introduce first one, what is the characteristic? Okay, how do you know your business is in monopolist competition? Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, all right, so we put monopolistic competition and oligopoly into one chapter to, I just want to introduce the most important part for those two chapters. Okay, so let's take a look first. Okay, we said what is the characteristic for monopolistic competition. Remember, it is part of them looks like monopoly, but it is it is part of them competition. So in that case, let's take a look. First one, relative large number of sellers. Well, just like competition. And why they have relative large number of sellers? Because it's easy to enter this industry and easy to leave this industry. So that means they have competition part of the characteristic for this market structure. Relative large number of sellers and easy to get in and easy to get out. However, because they sell something differentiated, okay, so they are not sell standard or identical product. So for example, you can sell milk, but I'm gonna sell organic milk and I can charge a higher price on that. Okay, even we have so many sellers who sell organic milk, but since this milk is organic, I can charge a little bit different price. Or let's say clothes, different clothes brand like say Gucci or other brand name, their product have their signature characteristic. Okay, so in that case, for the people who is attractive by that brand, then they can charge a different price. Okay, because you sell something differentiated, you do not use price as a way to competition. It's non-price competition. What do I mean? I try to brand my product. Let's say I will brand Coca-Cola, or I will brand my clothes brand, or let's say shoes, Nike, to make it more appealing to my target customer. Okay, or I need to increase my customer service standard. Those are non-price competition. Okay. So the reason we have to talk about the relative large number of sellers because I have to separate this monopolist competition with oligopoly. Okay, so oligopoly means we only have a handful of sellers in this market. Okay, here is what you're thinking. All right, so if you are in Iowa and you a small town, you are the one supermarket and the other Iowa market is one supermarket and Walmart is one supermarket. Okay, and we have only two players in this market. And if Walmart decide I'm gonna do something significantly, let's say they lower the price on all the product, our market has to compete because if this Walmart lower the price, let's say the milk, they don't sell $3.29. They sell $1.29. Well, our market has to do something. Otherwise, it's going to totally lose the customer. So in that case, for the oligopoly, since you only have handful competitor, you have to react to what other people do. However, just like Coca-Cola or Nike, they have less competition, but they still have so many clothes and shoes brand there. They cannot reacting to all of them. Okay, so let's say we have 1,000 shoes brand here. I'm a Nike. I cannot react to the rest of 999 do. So in that case, I really don't care about what they do. I'm just focused on what I can do best. Okay, so that's why there's relatively they have no ways to talk with all the 999 sellers to, let's say, group to make the group action. Okay, so in that case, they will act independently. Okay, what I need to do, I need to make my product more special and stand out to the customer. And so that's why we talk about differentiated product. Okay, so what you can do, first one, you increase or change your product attributes. Second, change the service or provide more location, and most important, branding your name and packaging. Okay, so when you do it that very successfully, you will make your product standing out compared to your other relative competition. Then you will build some kind of micro monopoly. Then you will have control over the price. Okay. So next one, we talk about the easy entry to exit. Okay, this is still the market. It has a relative large number of sellers. Guess what? Any market have a large number of sellers is because there's no way to block other people come in. So in that case, easy to come in and leave industry, which actually gonna turns out to this in the long run. Okay, for the pure monopoly, do you remember? Even in the short term, you have positive economic profit. New firm will come in and squeeze out that profit. And if you have economic loss, existing firm will leave this industry and drag down the supply, and then price may gonna drag up the supply, push the supply on the left side, supply goes down, then price goes up. So in that case, eventually, if you have way easy free entry and free exit, any of the industry like that, there will be zero long run profit, because any existing profit, new firm come in, any existing economic loss, existing firm leave. So because of that, okay, there will be long run profit is zero. Okay, we talk about the non-price competition because you can use different kind of advertising to brand your name. Okay, so for the monopolist competition, we actually start to recognize, okay, it has a large number of sellers, and the reason for that, because there's a free to entry in this market. So each of them have a certain smaller number of the share, but at the same time, you know, long run, they will have zero economic profit when time is long enough. However, they do have monopoly characteristic because they produce something is slightly different. So by focus that, you can make your product stand out, and then you can charge higher price. So you have some control over the price. Okay, so in that case, let's take a look. Okay, so where it is. Okay. So let's take a look. Okay, so here I said the pure competition is 100,000, just to make it easy, and the pure monopoly 1, oligopoly 10, monopolistic 1,000. Okay, so in that case, what I'm trying to say is this is a fairly large number. This is only 1. This is a handful. You can say what your competition do, so you have to reacting to your competition do, just like you play poker game. This one, on the other hand, is a little bit tricky, because if you have 1,000 people, it's monopolistic competition. If you have 10,000, it's still consider that. Okay, how about if you only have 500 in this market, or if you have 900 in this market? Okay, those are all considered you have relative large number of sellers in this market. But this will be different situation, because 500 compared to 10,000 is different. So how can I identify, is this market have this smaller number of sellers, which means each of them have bigger share of a market, or it has many, each of them have relatively smaller share of market? That I'm going to use I'm going to use 2 ways to figure it out. The first one is called concentration ratio. Okay, so what that means? If I'm gonna have a market, I'm gonna list all the sellers for this firm, for this market, and from top one to the last one. And then I'm gonna see what is the top 4 firms market. Okay, so if top 4 firms take account for 40% of market, that means this market, half of them, more than half of them market is concentrated on 4 sellers. That is considered as oligopoly because most of them is a big player. However, if you top 4 player, they take up less than 40%, of course, will be more like monopolist competition. Are you with me? Yes? Okay. But here, I want you to understand one thing, okay? This calculation just gave you idea. Okay, let's see if you take a look. Okay, you can see here, top 4 firm concentration ratio. Okay, here you can see the top 4 firm for the woman's dress. Top 4 firm is actually take account 28% of the market. So it's not less, it's less than 40%. So we can consider this one is kind of like, you know, monopolist competition. Okay. And then you can, if you take a look, because that will make it very easy to, interesting to say, is you can say textile, machinery, women's dress, bags, plastic bag, jewelry, and when you go down, you find out here science, stone product, quick painting, and quick retail bakery, and here your concentration is goes down lower, lower, and lower until let's say the bakery. The top 4, the best one in this industry for retail baker, top 4 only take account 4% market, which is really not too much, right? The best 4 guys in this market only take account 4% of market. Okay, but did you recognize those market usually is way easy to enter compared to the other one? It's cheaper to get in this industry, easy to get in, easy to get out. The more easy to get in this industry, then the less chance you're going to take a big amount of market. Okay, so that is what we try to show you. Okay, so this is a 4 firms concentration. So the top 4 firm gonna take account what percent of market. Okay, so it's easy to calculate it. You calculate the total output for the 4 largest firm divided by total output for the whole industry, then you will figure out. Anything less than 40% will be monopolist competition. So, but remember, okay, if this is 39 compared to 38, will that be big difference? Not really, okay? Now, let's look at another one. It's called the Herfindahl Index. Okay, what they did is they took the square on both of the share of the market. Okay, so let me actually find this one. Okay. All right. So let's just make up number. Okay. So we have, I don't know, beef market. Okay. I'm just totally make up. Okay. So we have A firm, we have B firm, we have C firm, we have D firm, we have E firm. Okay. So in that case, okay, A firm take up 20% of market, B firm take 15% of market, C firm 10% of market, D form 5% of market, okay, and E and all rest of them to Z take the rest of the market. Okay, let's do 20, 20, okay, so rest of them 15% of market. Okay, are you with me? Okay, you may encounter into the similar question here. Okay, so if you want to say, all right, the top 4 form concentration, okay, 4 form, okay, 4 form concentration ratio, okay, so that to calculate it, okay, add the top 4 divided by total. Top 4 you add together, okay, 20% plus 15% plus 10% plus 5%. Okay, top 4. Okay, well, divided by total together, that must be 1. Okay, so when you do the calculation, that will be 50. Am I right? Okay, so that tells me in this beef industry, top 4 firm A, B, C, D together, they take up 50% market. So that is definitely more like oligopoly. Okay, these 4 big players, they take account about half of the market. Okay, so that is calculate the 4 firm concentration ratio. Okay, however, for the Heiffendale index, what they do is they took, okay, they took a square root for them and added together. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit hard if, but let me find it here. Okay, okay, so that Heiffendale index, okay, so what they do is you're going to take 20 times 20 plus 15 times 15 plus 10 times 10 plus 5 times 5. Okay, okay, you're gonna do the rest of them. Okay, for all the industry, and when you do the calculation, that is a Heiffendale index. Okay, so to calculate the index, how to know is that pure monopolist competition or is more like oligopoly? Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so that is how to calculate it. Okay, so to calculate this way, so there's no ratio. Okay, when you calculate, that will be the positive number here. Okay, so let's go back to check it. Okay, so in that case, if this number is 0, pure competition, and if is 10,000 pure monopoly, so let's go take a look. If this beef industry, A firm, okay, A firm, it take up 100% of market. What that tells you? Anybody? If in this beef industry, it's not like this. It's like we only have one firm. This firm provide 100% output. That is pure monopoly, right? If you calculate the pure monopoly, they only have one form. Hyphendale index will be 100 times 100, which is 10,000. Okay, that is the biggest number they can get. Okay, so in that case, if this number is a big number, that means there's more big guy control in this industry. However, let's say if my beef industry, okay, we have A farm, they take, let's say 0.1% of market, and the B take up 0.2% of market. That means each of them is very, very small. And when you do the calculation, smaller number do the square root, that will be smaller. So in that case, the Hyphendale number will be small. So in that case, when you do the calculation, you probably recognize here. The biggest number is when only one firm control the whole industry, which is $10,000. Sorry, 10,000 for the Hyphendale index, which is pure monopoly. But each firm, if they are very, very small, okay, when you do the square root, that whole number will be very small, which is called pure competition. Anything between them will be oligopoly or monopolist competition. Okay, in that to say, bigger number, more oligopoly, smaller number, more oligopoly, monopolistic competition. So let's take a look here. Okay, you can see women's dress. Okay, the top four firm only take 28% of market. Their Hyphendale index is 328. But if you go to retail baker, top four firm only take up 4% of total market, and their Hyphendale index is only 7. So in that case, for both concentration ratio or Hyphendale index, bigger number, more concentration, lower number, low concentration. So in that case, let's take a look at here. Okay, we have some industry is high concentrated, which means more like oligopoly. So for example, primary copper. Okay, who is going to buy primary copper? Most manufacturer company. You as a customer, you don't buy it. Okay, we only have a handful company provide that. So for example, in US, top four firm take up 99% of the market, and the rest of firm take up 1%. So this is definitely is going to be oligopoly. We only have 4 big player. Okay, and then you can take a look. Okay, cane sugar, refined, cigarette, household laundry equipment. If you look at this high concentration industry, you kind of understand why there's less player in this market, right? Because to be able to enter this market, you need to have a big capital involved, not like a retail bakery, right? Okay, so those is a high concentration industry, which their concentration, 4 firms concentration ratio all bigger than 40%, and their Hyphendale index is big number. Okay, so in that case, we talk about the Hyphendale index, how to calculate it. The next one we're gonna need to talk about is how to find out the output level and the price for the monopolist competition, which we're going to talk about in Friday's class.